Hey, it's us again at Probably Unlimited Games. Back with week 9 of Hunting in the Queen's Forest. Matt tackled the footsteps sound problem. Before this, every time he added or modified an animation, he had to manually sync up the footstep sounds frame by frame. It's exactly as tedious as it sounds. You play the animation, watch for when the foot hits the ground, and place an audio cue, then test it, adjust the timing, test again, and repeat for every single step. Like I said last week, we already owned an asset that automates most of this process. It analyzes the animation and automatically places footstep sounds when it detects foot impacts. It still needs manual checking to make sure everything sounds right, but it's dramatically faster than doing everything by hand. The system isn't perfect. He's not sure if it'll work for animal animations yet, since they have different bone structures and movement patterns, but even just getting it working for player characters is a huge time saver. Now, when he tweaks the movement animations, he doesn't have to spend an hour resyncing audio cues. As you can imagine, this is a pretty important aspect in a hunting game. Not only do you want to be able to hear feedback from your own character so that you know when you're making too much noise, but you also want to be able to listen for the things you are hunting as well. Remember how I mentioned there was this weird leaning animation when you moved your aim while walking? Well, Matt fixed that. His technical description was that it looked stupid. Your character doesn't do this bizarre lean that makes you look like you're about to fall over. It's one of those fixes that you won't notice unless you specifically looked for it, but it makes the whole experience feel a lot more polished. Small animation improvements like this add up. The difference between functional but janky and smooth and natural is usually dozens of tiny adjustments just like this one. Matt's also been working on job functionality. This is a pretty big one. Matt wants to be able to switch jobs for the villagers. Right now, Steve can only make arrows. Not to sell him short, but that's his entire economic contribution to the village. You give him wood, he gives you arrows. That's the relationship. But we want to actually have town management choices. Should not Steve be making arrows for your hunting, or should he be crafting other things? We are not ready to share what those other things may mean, as it has story implications, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it when you finally get your hands on it. It's still early in development, but the framework is there. The idea is that you'll be able to talk to villagers and assign them different jobs based on what the village needs most. Do you need more arrows for hunting, or do you need someone to go pick up the firewood that you've marked? This is the beginning of turning feed the NPCs and hope they don't die into actual strategic resource management. So these may not be the flashiest features, but they're kind of the improvements that make everything else possible. Automated footstep sounds means Matt can iterate on automations faster. Cleaner movement animations make the game feel more professional, and the job switching functionality opens up actual gameplay depths and makes the village seem lived in instead of just a bunch of T-posing weirdos. So, just infrastructure this week. Not that exciting to watch, but essential for building something that actually works instead of something that just barely works. As for my contributions, I didn't get a whole lot done this week beyond writing this script. I do this every week. I think I have plenty of time, and then one thing after another either fills up my time or I just don't use it wisely. So, no animations from me, no visual updates from me this week. Sounds really silly, but this week I'm gonna actually try and get some stuff done. My current plan is going through the assets that we have and just taking them apart, seeing how they work, seeing how the builder and the designer actually put all of this stuff together in a cohesive and visually appealing manner, mostly because I just don't know how any of it really is supposed to work. You saw last week how much I stumbled around while trying to build a single floor, single room house with nothing inside, and I think going through and actually looking at how these designers have put together their own houses is going to do a lot for teaching me on how these pieces are supposed to put together, what rules I can use, what rules I can break, what things I'm going to be able to hide, what things I'm not going to be able to hide, all of the things that go into actually constructing a good-looking village. Because I don't want to just use their assets. Like, that doesn't accomplish our goals. Because our goals are, how can we make a game? So So using their assets would essentially be like going to the gym and watching other people lift. Sure, you're technically in the gym, and technically someone is moving iron around, but it's not you. So that's the plan. We are trying to actually build our own skills in order to build our own games, and using other people's assets is not really accomplishing the goal of building our own skills. My skills in particular, since Matt's been doing great. Anyway, enough pontificating. That's the update for this week. Like and subscribe. It really does help. See you next week.